do you think that in the next chapters to come, Boruto's actually going to have another training arc to help to actually find a way to get rid of Momoshiki or suppress him in some form or fashion?
I don't like the idea of it being a training arc to suppress, because it feels like that should have already happened if that was the case. Like that would have been like one of the first
Or maybe
things to do.
not a training
So
arc,
like,
but like what Amato did with, him giving Boruto the Byakugan pills to suppress Momoshiki's otification.
so if Orochimaru does something like that, that makes perfect sense. If not for the fact that in that case though, then I would come back to the end of part 1 when there was no consequence to Boruto stopping the pills. It wasn't addressed as a consequence. It's like he stopped taking the pills and then that was the end of it. If they're going to go the route of him realizing that mistake, they should have ended part 1 with him realizing that was a mistake. Like, it should have been addressed. Whereas, like, with Kawaki, I feel like they're going to address, well, even if he doesn't realize his mistakes, symbolically it'll be there, which is why Kawaki's been great. Whereas for Boruto, I feel like it's the reverse, where it's just not addressed in any way, and that's why he kind of sucks to some extent.
Okay. What do you think do you think Orochimaru is going to find a way to reverse engineer the Karma Seal? Like, I'm sorry. The reason why I asked that question is because, Orochimaru has his own version of the Karma Seal. So do you think he'll study Boruto's Karma Seal?
Well, I would hope so. I would hope that, like, he would at least, to be honest, to some extent, I feel like Orochimaru already has some info, whether it was accidental or not. But I do think Orochimaru should, like, analyze it and then, make some comparisons or whatever he does. He definitely should be looking into it while Boruto's there, unless they're really going to drop the ball on this Orochimaru thing.
Yeah, because, like, okay, chapter 9 kind of just told us that they're at Orochimaru's hideout, so they have to review Orochimaru at some given point. Otherwise,
was it actually confirmed that he was at his hideout, or we like?
It's verbatim his hideout's design.
I try to look up his design, and like it has certain differences. Like
it has the snake with the orb in its mouth on the wall. That's the important thing. It's identical to what was drawn previously. Nobody else just has that.
Send this to me. If you can find it. Sorry, I don't know.
I'll just take a screenshot of one of my videos because I have all of them side by side. Oh, hold on.
Like, because I want to believe that he is at Orochimaru's hideout because that's my dog. I want Orochimaru to be back in the story, but like, I don't know if that's like a confirmation or if they're just at another facility somewhere else. Because
like it doesn't inherently need to be the same one as Naruto Gaiden, although it does look identical to that one. The point is, Orochimaru's always had these snake orbs on the wall thing, whereas nobody else just has that. So that's like just like an Orochimaru hideout thing.
Also,
remember when Boruto he went to see that snake or whatever, and he got bit. Supposedly, if you get bit and you survive, you are able to have Sage Mode or whatever. What if it's that place or whatever? Like
it's hold on. If this will load, I can. Okay, there we go.
Now, speaking of Snake Sage Mode, do you think this could be like a callback to when Boruto in the anime has gotten Garuga as a snake summoning, and probably they're gonna
bring him back?
Yeah. Use it as a plot point to add Garuga to his arsenal.
And let me be honest, I will hate it if they do that for 2 reasons. One, the dude is training with Kashin Koji, the Toad guy, and 2, it just doesn't exist in part 1. I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you're gonna do that shit, it should have been in part 1. Like, yeah, you can't, like, again, I use this as an example. Imagine if the Naruto part 1 anime has Naruto using Kurama's power and every time he does. But the manga just excluded all Kurama. Every mention of Kurama. Let's add in Gamabunta too. Naruto's never summoned Gamabunta either in the manga. And then part 2 comes, and Naruto just starts using Gamakichi and Kurama's chakra out of nowhere. And you're like, what? Like, no, you don't do that. But also, I sent a screenshot to Hideout.
Unless they completely increase the strength of the summonings, I don't think they're important or play any significance as far as like the threats that we're handling right now, as far as the Shinjuus and shit like that.